On the blue side, let's get into this draft for game number 1. That segue, one of the cleanest of my entire life, which does say a lot for how unclean my segues normally are. Shout out to Sajam, the king of the segue. It is not me, though.
I don't get that reference.
You don't know Sajam from FGC? So he would basically segue to like ad reads better than any other commentator I have ever heard of in my life.
It's very cool.
He is
not familiar. That's my bad.
Well, no, that's okay. You could. There's plenty of VOD proof. It was one way that he managed to talk about noodles just out of nowhere.
Well, I can talk about noodles in this game.
We definitely can, and we could actually take a lot from him and the way that he spoke about those noodles into this, but unfortunately, I could not emulate. I could only be impressed.
I want to highlight that the assessment of Nongshim agrees with Ruler that, and obviously we kind of reached this conclusion, but I remember coming in, people were like, you know her laning phase? Maybe not great. And Ruler was like, no, she's broken. She's really broken, everyone. Yeah. She's really broken, even in lane. And then we saw Ruler do that. And we already kind of knew she was broken in fights, you know, when you hit your spikes, but I think we have since learned that she's just kind of unreasonable. As a whole, we have the Pantheon banned, which is good.
Yeah, the Pantheon being left this far on blue side is reminding me of yesterday, that beautiful series where Brendan was being a Caster Blanc denier, which was beautiful because now I believe Caster Blanc is canon for the caster desk here in the LCK, confirmed based on yesterday. As Wukong got through, that's going to be the first pick here for Canyon. And with Trundle banned away, it feels pretty nice.
Do not fall for the Xin Zhao trap.
Oh,
please.
they can Gwen's in though, and Gwen's in feels kind of fun.
Aurora's still up.
Oh yeah, you can't Gwen. And you shouldn't Xin. Okay.
Atlas, who are the only two people that have won in this matchup?
One of them is playing today.
Yes, and the other one is Owner.
He's not playing today. He was playing yesterday.
He's pretty good at Xin Zhao.
He's pretty good at Xin.
I do like the Orianna pickup here for Calyx. Orianna, I think, is in a great spot right now. Works well with a lot of other champions. And also has the ability to play off Xin with him dashing in and then using him as a ball delivery system. Not to the level of something like a Jarvan, but it's still good.
Yep. Nico is interesting to be picking this early, as that is likely going to Duro.
Testament to Gen.G's trust in Keen's champion pool. So normally what we've seen is just entire topside being picked and bot lane being left. Gen.G kind of with a pivot away in draft strategy here if they also pick something up for Ruler, which doesn't look like that's going to be the case. This is one of the few champions.
It's probably top lane Nico then. Rageblade Rush top lane Nico.
I mean, I would like it. I don't think
into Diana top.
Okay.
Let's let him cook.
But you said we shouldn't.
No, we should. Oh, I mean, we don't want them to. However, I'm happy to let him. If winning isn't the priority, what if good times and memes are the priority?
Well, that's all. We're at the LCK, so that's always.
It's also Nongshim. So
no, I think Nongshim really need to win Atlas.
They absolutely do.
And
I just don't know whether it is this day.
I don't think it is this day. I do think though.
Ooh, Jen.
That to me, Chovy's Annie is one of his least impressive champions.
He was hovering Annie and Galio. You can tell he kind of wants a day off. That's what I was feeling.
I think Chovy's Galio.
Oh yeah, but he plays Galio in such a nonchalant way. It's not. The APM isn't necessarily as high. No. But he does still go 1-for-1 in lane every single time.
Yeah, Chovy's Annie. It's
pretty
fine.
dumb.
It's fine. I'm not a fan. I'm not against it. It does work really well with Nico, and Wukong just have a really strong teamfight core. Really, both teams have, but Nongshim thus far, I think, is looking better when it comes to lane priority, although we don't have the bot lane matchup yet, and Nico is always a little bit tough.
Yep.
And then
Leona ban?
Yeah, and then you go Jin Karma. I know you don't like Karma, but Karma's really good into Nico.
Ooh, that could work.
And Lahens does love his enchanters.
He does. He's also really good at Leona, and Leona has a pretty good matchup in a Nico is the only reason why I say it.
He also
right.
He also just loves it, and they do need a top laner, right? What they can do is just pick support here, because you know the support matchup, and then Kingen can always go Ornn in case they pick up Rumble, and in case they pick up Gwen, you can go Aurora, because it's still up.
Ruler's last match where he played the Ezreal has frightened some people, as we can see.
That's
Ezreal, not a very common ban.
That's a spiritual successor to the Kalista bans of yesteryear.
He's just going to play Kalista, man. I can feel it. I don't know why, but I can just feel it. He's like, I'm going to bring it back.
Oh, there's
He's
the Aurora.
trend-setting. Interesting.
I actually like that ban. Because if they pick Gwen, you can still respond with Rumble, which you're going to be fine with.
Yep.
Especially with the setup you already have.
Yeah, with the composition they have.
Exactly.
Well.
But if they don't pick it, then you can pick Gwen. So kind of sets up a nice, tough decision here.
But you leave yourself incredibly Diana-able. So, I don't know. Go with that as you will.
I really did not expect Diana to make such a strong impact on you.
I am a huge Diana fan. And I just wanted it to work so bad. But then, it's not that it didn't work. It colossally failed.
You know who is getting crazy buffs in the next patch?
Who?
Kiana jungle.
Oh, that is...
And it's a Rumble meta. And Canyon is
Canyon's
in our league.
Here.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. There was the Gwen. I think the Aurora kind of gave this away. They set up a situation where either King's going to pick red side Rumble R5, which we won't be super excited about.
Caitlyn.
Oh my.
She has more than 4 bullets. Checkmate.
Definitely something that can match the laning pressure.
Oh, he has more than 4 rockets, but not unlimited. I wouldn't say it's a stalemate with the Corki. Does mean that we're all very short range. I think Q might actually have a fair bit of agency in this game if he can keep his distance and allow them to set up some picks. Does depend on what Kingen is going to pick up here, though.
I think it's going to be Rumble. I hope it's not.
Yeah, I really... No, Ambessa's kind of in a good spot at the moment. I think Doran has been making us feel like Ambessa is really, really good these days, because Doran is just so good at Ambessa. It's kind of redonkulous.
Yep, I think right now the front runner for looking the best consistently on this champion. That crown was held by Xiu towards the beginning of the year. I think in the middle we didn't really have anyone because the champion kind of fell off. Now back at the forefront of the meta, generally picked in the first or second game. Yeah, the Corki, AD carry. Gen.G is one of the teams that's still very highly prioritized the Corki. Also the only one that we've seen play Corki mid, and obviously it's Chovy, so it looked wonderful.
Pretty good.
I like the composition here for Nongshim. I just don't know if it's enough, if that makes sense. I think that the early laning phase in bot is going to be a little tough because you're looking at Alistar, so like your first couple of waves are just going to be not a good time. And then we also have the Ambessa, who I think can do well on the Gwen, but to me that is kind of a skill matchup. We've seen that go either way depending on how the early plays out. And then looking at the jungle setup, there are more opportunities early on for Gideon, but I think he's been not in the best form, unfortunately. Wasn't able to really maintain that powerful level that he had at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, haven't really seen some of those wow moments that he did have for us. It is like, it's pretty cookie cutter, the composition on the side of Gen.G. A little bit of a pause to start us off here, as we do get to yap with you just a little while longer before we get into this one. The biggest issue with the draft was that you didn't get to choose the player as well. That is the biggest problem with a matchup like this, especially considering it's Gen.G who have found some extra form since their previous loss to T1. We were like, oh, what does this mean? But managing to win that matchup, second time of asking, and have since not lost anything else. Chovy needs to go to the bathroom. So that's what happened. Or he's turned invisible. Okay, no, he needed to make the exit. This is beautiful camera work.
I was about to say, this is some storytelling right here.
The imagery.
I think it's better if we don't speak and just let it speak for itself. The slow zoom.
Oh, yeah. Is he ever going to come back? Can he find the way out? Well, yes, because it's clearly signed. That's the best part about it.
You know, Ruler.
Look at that guy come back. Maybe Chovy went, because that's a Chovy fan right there who's going back to his seat. And Chovy was like, oh, my mate's not in his seat yet. I should probably go to the bathroom to make sure he doesn't miss anything of the game. You know, he made it all the way out here to LoL Park.
I'm telling you, they're all roasting him right now.
Oh, 100%. I hope that he gets POM so that then in the interview we can ask Chovy about it. Why didn't you go to the bathroom before you sat down?
Odds are not bad, Atlas. I know you have the POM list in front of you just as much as I do. Even Canyon is showing emotion. Yeah, that's a wry chuckle from Canyon. Oh, that's
when you know that things are dangerous for the opposition. Wow, that was kind of terrifying, Gideon. But that's okay. He's just going for a bit of a reset.
Oh my god, the download.
Yeah. Pretty serious stuff going on there. And as we know, the download has been pretty important for certain mid lane greatest players of all time. So maybe just trying to get a little bit of that here for... Oh, we're singing happy birthday to someone.
I assume that...
It's her birthday. Happy birthday.
Woo!
Can you guys hear the cream bro? You can't. And Chovy, could you please finish off the song? It's her birthday. I was like, what's going on? Why are we singing happy birthday? Okay, well, he's back. Wait a second. Wait, no. Oh, it's Gideon's birthday coming up? Or is it Gideon's birthday today?
No, actually, I saw a post. It is Gideon's birthday today.
Oh, well, there you go. Happy birthday, Gideon. He got a happy birthday reboot. That was pretty cool that we just saw there. And we'll see whether Canyon is grinning because he's going to give Gideon a happy birthday, or whether he's grinning because it's not going to be a happy birthday. But these are your drafts. I don't know whether you guys remember them, but we will dive a little bit deeper into what they mean as we get onto the Rift. All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, on the Rift for game number 1, Gen.G versus Nongshim. And thankfully, you know, Chovy had his little bathroom break, and we are back again. No worries. Capybaras all over the place. Adorable. Fantastic. Just reminds me of Stray.
I have not played, but I've heard it's great.
And also Flow, the movie.
We did go to that together. Yeah, that was wonderful.
Which I feel like they're the same thing in my brain now.
Well, they are both one word.
And it's cats, but like
Tales
the animations of the cat are so similar in the game and the movie. Mainly because I think they're both made in the same engine, which is kind of interesting.
I did love Flow. It was very good. We had a great day. It was fun. It was a good time.
Very nice. All right, G, you're going to be able to find a cheeky little shot towards Duro, but I don't think too much else is going to come out of it. And so where are we saying these lanes are going to be going? You can imagine Calyx is going to have an okay time against the Annie. And this bottom lane should be doomed for Nongshim.
I wouldn't say I think the first levels are hard, and then after that I think you are generally fine. Like level 1 is obviously just not fun because you have Alistar, and Alistar got nerfed, and they are also very, very strong, right? It's Nico, and it is Ruler. Ruler is also running Barrier, whereas Gio is forced to go Cleanse because he's playing into both the Nico, but especially the Annie.
Yeah.
So you are effectively down to combat summoner in this lane. Ruler has a lot more all-in potential, also hitting his shots, as we can see there. So I think for Loleventvods and Gio, you're just trying to make it through. Both junglers are pathing away, and also it's a Wukong, right? If this was a Jarvan, you could actually be worried that you might be getting ganked early on, but I think Wukong just doesn't really have the power to do so, unless you really mess up the early trade. So first couple of levels will be rough. Once you get to like 6 and onward, I think it'll be fine. And Gio most likely will just be alone while Loleventvods tries to impact the map. Then, yeah, mid lane, nameplates off. I think the matchup is pretty fine either way. I haven't really seen either side of this matchup like really pop off because they're both very... They're very mobile. They have a lot of shielding, right? They're very self-sufficient. But it is Chovy and Calyx, so I assume that Chovy's going to build up a pretty substantial CS lead.
A little bit of a nameplate issue there in the mid lane. Seeing top side of the map, actually King and Keen fighting pretty aggressively, but it has been CS going over to Keen for now. As Duro does get comboed, Deadly Flourish is pretty good there as well. Takes a fair bit of damage, but also Ruler able to offer a fair bit back. Keen with a good trade, as we can see here. Keen keeping things shoved.
Yeah, from what we've seen in this matchup, I think the very early levels are actually really good for the Ambessa. We've seen Ambessa's kind of take control. In mid-game, if Gwen can get ahead, it can become a problem, but eventually the sustain that Ambessa has in the really long fights are a big deal. And also she's so mobile that actually getting both consistent needle value and snip zip value is actually really hard, because the Ambessa has the ability to kind of just 2025 Dash champion her way through.
Yeah, also get 1 billion shields so that while you are fighting, it's really difficult. I think first item, like 1 item's pretty good for the Ambassador. I think once you get beyond that, the Gwen feels better. Maybe that's sort of how we could think about it.
I've really seen it go both ways. It does feel to me like a matchup where if you get like a 2-kill lead, I think it's pretty unplayable for either side.
Yeah, that's true. There's snowball potential.
Yeah,
pretty silly.
But neither jungler is acknowledging the existence of top lane, as it should be.
Beautiful. That is the equilibrium we look for in our League of Legends. Gen.G have just sort of casually made a 600 gold lead. Why? What? Is it just mid? There's a wave in mid, there's a wave in bot, there's half a wave in top, and there's a lot of camps. Canyon, what have we been doing? Oh, he double scuttled. That's pretty good. And he's otherwise just been getting around the map better. There we go. Lane swap has occurred, and the Drake hasn't even spawned yet, so we'll see whether anyone's going to be heading down there earlier on. Of course, a lot less people, as we can see. Jhin versus Gwen in the bottom lane, unorthodox. Might be something that Jiu can put a bit of pressure on. And Mountain going to be our first dragon here as Lehen's taking a lot of damage, actually. There's the Valkyrie forward, almost goes down. Has to use the heal just against this Corki. And Ruler didn't even invest the flash. Oh dear.
Yeah, situation's kind of awkward as well, because Nongshim is playing a lane down effectively, because Kingen has been kept here.
Oh no.
And he needs to catch this wave, because someone needs to catch this wave. But that means that by the time he bases, and actually the TP could, fully comes through to bot, they're gonna possibly miss a wave. At the worst, it should set up a dragon timing here. I don't know if Gen.G wants to play towards it, because Canyon definitely does need to get a base in. As yeah, there Kingen goes, finishes his TP. Now looking to just TP straight to the wave, but that these type of moments, you know, it's just a couple of minions, but if it happens everywhere, is Kane.
Yeah, level 6 comes through, but it gets avoided gorgeously there by Kane. Kane getting chased down, no flash available, and there's still a flash here for the Gwen. Kingen is able to do those Ambessa things that we know he can do, but this lane is already not in a great spot, and he only just arrived.
Needs to hit the ult there. Kingen doesn't find it. Keen dashes out of it in the last second. That means that the trade, even though Kingen had the base advantage, right? Sitting on cold fields as opposed to just an Amtome and a Crystal. Uh-oh.
Yeah, Duro looking for it. Doesn't quite get the snare onto Lehen's, as now Chovy could be in trouble. Shockwave pulls him back. Tivers is getting mad though at Lehen's. He's out of this fight for now as the command attack not quite doing that much work. Fastbomb connects here onto Jiu on this top side as we are just fighting everywhere. And I think it's mainly over a crab, but a cow is now making his way in. Duro going to be able to snare him up. There's a flash forward to deliver Duro over to Calyx, and Wind becomes lightning. Heal comes out. He shields himself up, but it's probably not enough. Yep, it's going to be the Clockwork Wind-Up that does him in. And first blood over to Nongshim, because Lehen's, he took the bull by the horns, because he is, indeed, he's the cow.
I don't really see physically how that works, but I do like
he
the
just
metaphor.
grabbed his own horns, flashed in,
and then
pulled the ground because he already had his horns, so his hooves were up really high. Look at that! See, you saw it.
Yeah, looking at this again, Duro just not allowed to be that far up. I think as Nico, you can really feel like you have a lot of safety, but you didn't have Prio in top, you didn't have Prio in mid, and they were very clearly still in the area. Nice play by Lehens, catching his opposing support off guard. And getting his team a very necessary kill, because they were rapidly starting to lose control of the amount of gold that Gen.G was generating, right? Gen.G was actually approaching 1K as
yeah, possible angle here as well. Yeah, Ruler just takes all of the damage. That would have been one more auto attack. And he would have gone down. Did still have barrier. Kind of crazy that he didn't use it. I would have 100% barriered in the middle of that, but Ruler didn't. Held out. Gonna look for a base timing here. Alright, Canyon also going to be heading over towards these grubs. The dragon has not been looked at here at all, and it's already 8 minutes into the game. So it's going to be quite an old Mountainous Drake.
That feels warranted. I feel like Mountain Drake would be the oldest Drake.
Yeah, it does feel like the ancient Drake, you know.
Chemtech is definitely the youngest Drake.
Oh yeah. Or Hextech. Hextech's also pretty young.
Yeah, I could see that.
Or do you think it's like arcane-y vibes? So
yeah,
it feels
yeah.
a little bit
For
like
Hextech, I feel like he
ancient.
could be more dignified.
Yeah.
Camtech, to me, screams teenager dragon.
Yeah, okay. I'm with you on that one.
I don't really know where the rest lands.
I think Ocean is ageless.
Yes, that makes sense. What about Cloud? You're the Cloud expert.
Cloud is infinite.
All right, well, that's just the same as ageless.
No, it's everything.
Okay.
It's ageful.
Is Keen alive?
Well, for now, as he does flash, he thinks that he's going to be alive as the needlework comes out and, ooh, wow, they just decide not to push towards it. Happy to get the ult, I guess.
But they get the ult, they get the flash. My guess is also that they were afraid that there was a possible counter again coming in from Canyon, and if he shows up with his ultimate as well, could be a big issue. He's been farming a lot.
A lot.
He is still only sitting on his first base.
Yep.
Like, he hasn't based since, so Keen.
Well, we're going to go for it again, as Keen had flashed already. As we know, Canyon is now going to make his way out of the jungle, as the Snip's not quite landing fully onto Gideon there. Still, Canyon's presence going to be enough to push them away.
Still a good play, though.
Spend some money, please, Canyon. Pop Blossom here towards the bottom side as Giu does manage to cleanse his way out. Is it going to be enough damage? There is the rocket, and somehow Gen.G pull it off.
And Keen still gets a decent amount of this wave. So it's Gen.G that really pulls ahead. They get the dive off in bot side, whereas the same can't be set for Nongshim towards top.
That fade away rocket was just ludicrous.
Maybe the third time's the charm?
Yeah, we're going to look for it. This is under a turret. Yeah, level
6.
5 is not going to do it.
All right, Gideon's here. Fourth time's the charm.
How many turret shots can we take? Is Keen ever going to die? The answer is no. It's Lens! He picked up turret aggro and he's just dead! What are we doing?
So fourth time is not the charm, as it turns out.
No, not very charming. That was not the bull by the horns. He needed to grab the horns again.
That one isn't really on Lahens, but definitely on whoever made the call to go for the fourth dive. I think the third dive I was still on board with. The fourth dive...
Are you saying that it wasn't Lahens calling for the dive?
Well, I assume that, but I don't know that. So I can't make a value judgment.
Yeah, I have no idea.
When I'm not certain.
Obviously, yeah.
But yeah, if you have 6, I think like the third time probably works, maybe the fourth. He didn't though, so it was just quite rough. And it's one of those situations where I understand why you feel priced into diving, because you fell further behind because your previous play didn't work out. Is I kind of want to see how Keen responds.
잡은 것 같은데? 나이스. 뭐냐 이거?
Like what? Yeah. What was that? Is basically what he said.
Kind of would have liked it if he was like, oh, that's Lahens, babe. Having played with Lahens, obviously.
Also, this is what that feels like. Well, I mean, if in doubt, I mean, maybe the 5th time is indeed going to be the charm, as he does go down. Okay. Gideon also able to tank it up. No worries at all. Pop Blossom coming on through here as Giu is also, he's no flash, no cleanse, no life. And Lahens comes on over to watch. So yeah, I mean, we saw this yesterday. This is what Doran was complaining about and Faker was laughing about when Doran's Gwen was just killed over and over again while T1 won the map elsewhere. But at least KT had something. Nongshim have started that train, right? They did give away a kill, unfortunate, but they killed the Gwen. Can they do it another 4 times?
Well, it also took them 5 tries.
Yeah.
I feel like Doran did die in all of those. Like, he traded back.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't think they were great trades, but he did die.
Are you okay? You were looking for something.
Oh, yeah, I dropped my pen, and I was just trying to...
There's so many pens. No, but grab a new pen later.
But this is the pen that's nice. This is the one I want to use for Pog, and maybe for some doodling or note-taking. I say note-taking.
Like this pen that I managed to steal from you? Yeah,
yes.
yeah. But I did demand
when I can literally see right there is another clicky pen in front of you.
Oh, it's hiding!
That you just didn't see.
Oh, okay. I thought Brendan had stolen it.
He would never
just going to give it to Bryce because the clickies are really fun.
Why would he do that?
He would never.
Because the clicky is satisfying.
I was trying to work it out, you know. Right. Who was the last one that was here? It was Valdez. And he was also denying that the caster blanc exists. So if you take something from something that doesn't exist, are you even stealing?
This feels like a Rice discussion, I'm not going to lie.
Okay,
but I am willing to delve into this, you know that. Especially because Brendan Valdez is also at the desk today.
He can defend himself today, so it's okay. It's allowed. Plus, we're on the caster block and he doesn't believe in it. So are we even making fun of it?
So the one thing that did happen is that Kingan's now ahead, which is good. We'll love to see that. The downside is that your AD carry has been sacrificed, and
the problem is Ruler's form is also really good at the moment.
yeah,
And
he is, yeah,
he has lots of money.
he does. That he does. And I think more pressing is that Geo dying there is rough. You probably just want to drop the wave, but he also has to catch at least some waves. And Lions has been the opposite side of the map and not really able to get anything. The contrary, they've been trying to make these plays happen, and they just haven't really. So that's why Gen.G is currently sitting at a 1.5k gold lead. I think one Dragon is honestly fine. It's not the end of the world. The fact that we also have the triple grubs for Gen.G is Calyx.
Oh dear. Calyx is dead, ladies and gentlemen. He did have flash, but where was he supposed to flash? Yep. That's an example of what happened to Doran over and over again.
It did
yesterday.
Yeah, but there is again. Oh no, okay, never mind. King and Sudden.
Somewhat of a cross
like that.
yep.
Yeah. And Gideon shows up.
Look at King playing so
Gideon
far back
just...
because he knew the rest of his team wasn't there, but now he can move up because he does have Duro on the way.
Well, this is one of the big differences that you have with Gen.G, right? Compared to a lot of the other teams in this group is...
well, some needlework coming on through here. There's still a turret, guys. Is Kingen not going to be... Oh, he is going to get out. Does demand a flash for his trouble. Meanwhile, in this top lane, Canyon spinning towards theoretical victory. Doesn't get over the wall and dies. So that, I don't think Canyon's stealing a POM today. And Chovy just walks his way out. Probably giggling, as Canyon, you can see. Looking a little sheepish, but not looking too forlorn.
Yeah, probably shouldn't make a play on two sides of the map.
Probably not.
When you are the two that's on the weaker side.
I mean, Gideon and Kingen did both die. Gio is just dying on repeat because there's just nothing he can really do this game.
Yeah, flashing Delph feels horrible, but I think you still have to. This is rough, Atlas.
It's frustrating because I feel like Gen.G haven't done enough things to warrant just how much.
Oh, I've done some prep work.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And I think our top two teams are Gen.G T1, right?
Okay.
And they both snowball very aggressively, but in very different ways.
Yes.
So T1.
I remember this story that you had yesterday.
T1 is the stone ball, where they throw a rock at you and you can't play the game anymore. You don't get it. This is the slow ball, where you I feel like not that much is happening. You know, we haven't really had a lot of fights. And then you look at the scoreboard, and they're 5k gold up.
Yeah, that is kind of how it's been.
And I guess in hindsight, they do get the turret. So, even though Canyon dies, it's not even a bad trade.
Yeah. Canyon could have also got out if he decided to press the W button a little later.
I think he always dies.
Probably. So we're going to check this one out one more time. Oh, God. It's just a rocket. That'll do it. That is going to be a Dragon against the slow play.
My charitable interpretation of that is that Gio saw that Duro was also there and knew he was dead anyway, and that's why he didn't flash. Because I think that actually makes sense. Because the moment that you see that Nico, even if you do flash and you die...
Yeah, then you're feeling really, really bad.
Yeah. Because that definitely was a scenario where, there was a clear window to go for the flash, and I think it was a conscious decision not to. Yeah, I think that obviously the more troubling decision-making was when you get to be at your turret and not. I also am happy to see that Duro is really cashing in on this earned trust from Gen.G to just pick him Nico on second rotation.
And it's working out, kind of. That's
they
the problem.
Legitimately have just been on every single ult cooldown, just murdered someone.
Yep. And the fact that they were 2v1 diving, we don't see that from support AD carry all that often.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain that we're gonna see some Nico changes. I feel like the tide has shifted, and we're just between the fact that you have an oppressive laning phase, you're incredible at engaging. You can just face check with Clone. And the ultimate with the rocket belt's just a little silly.
Everyone's here. Are we just going to dive? Well, they will destroy the turret as in goes Canyon. Finds himself a knock-up onto only Lehen. So the Cyclone not getting too much done, but they will likely get... Oh, the next charge does come on through, but the curtains have have been called. These bullets not quite connecting as King and finds the backline with a public execution, but unfortunately, it's his own. Top laners are kind of dying all over the place. It's the Pop Blossom, and Keen stays alive. Gideon gonna have to run away, and Gen.G, I didn't even quite recognize that the wallets were this heavy, but I guess they just are. Why is Keen alive?
I might need to rectify my terminology. I don't think you can call it slow snowball when they're up 7k gold and killing inhib turrets at
19 minutes, yeah. Because it's not slow, it's stealth. Stealth falling.
Oh my god.
That's what they're doing.
Hey, there you go.
It sneaks up on you. Chovy is just, trying to hit an inhibitor turret in this mid lane. He's going to back away momentarily. And Canyon stealing away red buffs, doing whatever they want. I mean, these bounties have been up since about 15 minutes in the game, which is also kind of revolting. And now Canyon's just going in because he's got Keen right in the area. Pulverize is just going to try and disengage, but the Xin Zhao is running the wrong direction. Chovy throws a bear at the cow. And that's weird imagery. I'm sorry about that one. The monkey is just going to run away, though. And they're going to
Too many animals!
Xin Zhao. Yeah, it's a menagerie in here. And he gets out. Wow, that's sneaky.
Nerfs of steel there for Gideon. As he just walks it off.
1 health, and the charge.
I like this from Nongshim. You know, you're in a desperate game state. Might as well try to go for a Hail Mary. They don't quite get the big combo. Good flash there from Chovy. But Keen is distracting so many people, and then that engage, or re-engage rather there from Duro. Beautiful. And even if Keen dies, you don't really care.
No.
Like, the play's a success, nonetheless. As, I mean, I can't say being taken picture-in-picture. We all know this game is over.
Yes.
There isn't really that much more to say.
Oh, this did happen. Okay, so Calyx did manage to get the kill there, and Giu did use his flash that time around.
That's probably worth for
Character
Calyx.
development.
You know, get the bounty. Which is what we would say if anything we said about this game would matter.
It all matters. Everything that you say matters, Chronicler.
I don't know if that's true.
What Ruler says matters more. Oh, wow, that big one. Not quite enough, as the redemption is going to at least redeem him for now.
I am going to start early, though.
Uh-huh.
I have an agenda today.
Oh, dear.
I need Duro to finally get his justice.
Oh, we just, like, blind Duro voting?
Well, I mean, for this game one.
Yeah, you don't need to be blind. It's pretty good.
For this game one, we're locked in. You're going to give to Ruler instead?
Nah, it's a Duro vote.
Ooh, yeah, because, you know, I'm just saying.
Ruler did just kind of kill everyone.
Oh, I'm sure it will be Ruler again. Yeah, but I'm saying.
All right, you can justify a vote 800% based on what we've seen so far with one game. As we're going to bring up this stat just to further prove that you were right. Okay, public execution is going to be used here as Keen goes into his circle. The Pop Blossom to answer, though. Looking fantastic. Ruler flashing away from King and even gets the fadeaway rocket. And oh, God, they tried to kill Ruler as best they could. They failed at that, and basically everyone died.
For the agenda, I needed him to go down.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, Duro at least kept himself alive, as now Kingin is underneath this turret. Keen is keeping Calyx out of his own base and flashing on top of him. Snip, snip, but he does live, at least for the moment. There's the flash out as King
get him, Calyx!
Probably dead. Yeah. Okay, this Orianna is able to tango.
Calyx with the BDD cosplay? He just needs to get one more kill and he's in the red!
There we go.
Well, in the red is good in this case, right?
He's already red as well. As all right, there's a pulverize as Canyon won't take damage here from Lehens, but Lehens is just trying to be annoying, I guess. Duro's going to come on over and snare him up. As Kingin, he's got damage. He's a little bit frightening. And Duro now finds himself in amongst a lot of bad guys. Chovy coming on over, but doesn't have a lot of health himself, and the dissonance going to slow down the Nico, but they're unable to actually move any further forward. They may just have to take a consolation drag, and things have gotten silly. But it's still 9,000 gold in the lead for Gen.G. They need to spend some of that money and come back, stop the funny business, and win the game, I guess.
We're going to get down to, what, like 8K with the bounty?
There we go.
Maybe? A little 1K gold swing as...
Oh, salvageable?
Well, no, but a few more of those and then maybe. As Kingin, beautifully done. The counter engage there was crazy from Duro. I think otherwise...
Yeah, Duro Canyon, the Cyclone Pop Blossom value is crazy.
It really also highlights why the team chose to prioritize this so heavily in the draft, right? Like the opening trio, even though Annie hasn't really been of any large impact in this game. It just kind of further hammers down the theme of the draft.
Yep.
And despite some attempted heroics from King and Calyx, isn't quite enough as, there we go, look at that. Plus 147 in mid lane.
Nailed it. Just beautiful as Lehens is just getting obliterated here by Keen. Throws some needles towards the Orianna that dies as an afterthought. The only gold lead that they had is just taken away from them. And Chovy, he's got flash, and he's able to get that stun onto Kingen as well. Down he goes. A very comfortable Phosphorus Bomb as Gideon does have the Crescent Guard, so that's going to make himself a little bit more durable. But Gen.G, 5 strong, moving towards these Nexus turrets. I think they're just trying to end this one in about 25 minutes. As not before they've killed Gio another time. Phosphorus Bomb does about a third of his health bar. That is just the state of this game, ladies and gentlemen. And Gen.G makes swift work of Nongshim here in game 1.
I always run out of things to say in this type of game, Atlas, because I want to again remind everyone that there are, what, like 3 teams in the world that Gen.G doesn't do this to.